Do not buy. That's some sort of message to give on a video, right? Do not buy. 6 months to go. Absolutely. And remember, everything I say is what I'm actually doing with my own money. I'm not doing this to sell videos. I'm doing this to provide the best information to my members of what I'm actually doing with my money. And as you can see, I've just reached another all-time high. I've now got just over $250,000 invested. If you look at my cash, my margin, all of my positions, just over $250,000. I've never shorted the stock. I've never done options.
Jace Flame has become a member.
Thank you very much indeed. And we've broken another all-time high today. So why am I saying do not buy? 6 months to go? Well, I'll explain. As real investors, and I mean real investors, not gamblers, what we're looking for is oversold assets that can multiply in the future. After all, isn't that what a real investor is? They find the best field to plant the best seeds, to nurture those seeds, water, fertilize, give it time, and then reap the benefits in the future. That's what an investor does. That's what I do. That's what Warren Buffett does. Very, very important. So we were right. The Santa rally did happen on the last day. Took a lot of flack for that, saying, where's the Santa rally? It appeared on the last day. And then we started the year booming, as you can see. My year to date, just in the S&P alone, is up 3.48, $3,500. Why so much? Because I'm all in on margin, $250,000. Now, the reason why I'm up so much is not because I'm the greatest investor in the world, not at all. But I do read balance sheets, I do read earnings reports, I do cover the FOMC reports, and I do recognize when the market is oversold and people are talking nonsense in Reddit rooms and stock twits and all the rest of it. I gain a lot of information not only from the investors, but from the gamblers, the scalpers. Well, not the scalpers so much, but the ones that are manipulating or lying or making up stories, spreading false information. They provide me with great information because they tell me what the sentiment is of what that kind of person is doing. And the market got oversold. The Santa rally was disappointing. What did I do? I went all in on margin. Just the same way as Warren Buffett did when he went all in and bought Coca-Cola, which he still owns, by the way. So do I. And I'm all in on Coca-Cola on my Roth IRA. So during December, when the markets were pretty flat, when they weren't doing too much, I was buying heavily because I'm investing for the future. We've had 2 great years, 20% blow-off years. We've got 6 months left. That's it. That's when the bear market will begin once again. Now, that doesn't mean to say everything will sell off. I'll explain to you where I see it going and my strategy leading up to it. But as an investor, we have to look forward, not where we are today, not want the market to be something it isn't, and certainly not, look backwards. So what we're doing is we're identifying great businesses, great indexes, and buying when it's oversold. There were many opportunities to buy this bull market. One famously was the carry trade. When we had the carry trade overnight, I was up late in the evening buying lots of shares of the S&P. Then we had another incident when Donald Trump said that America would cease to exist within 48 hours once Iran started firing on Israel. Neither of these things brought the world to an end. We knew that. It was just lots of noise as we get from people. So these were opportunities. There were also opportunities after the earnings for NVIDIA, which disappointed many. Didn't disappoint me. I believe in the business. So I bought more during December when it went down through, of course, the S&P, which for me is the best way to buy these individual stocks. So all I've been doing is buying when the market has been oversold, identifying all the time the strength of the economy, where the future is going, and just doubling down. Because I do not want to be in and be buying this market 6 months from now. Now, I'll rephrase that. I don't mean to sell out. I will not be selling a single share. I will be holding all my positions. I will not be selling a single share. I don't need to. And this is my strategy for the rest of the year. As I've always said ahead of time, I predicted when the rates would cut. I predicted when the bull market started 6 months ahead of the Bank of America. I've been consistently right on these positions. I've had 19 trades since last year and 19 wins, never lost, and I don't lose ever. And I've got no intention of losing on my 19th trade, which is Coca-Cola in my Roth IRA at the moment. So what are we doing? Well, we bought our last share. What does that mean? Is the market likely to continue going upwards? Yes, it is. I expect the rest of this year to by the time we get to about June, July, maybe another 15%. Maybe. More likely only 10. Then what will happen then? Well, once we get the 10 to 15, maybe 10, more likely 10, we will then get a pullback. We'll get a bit of a correction and a sell-off. I don't think we're going to be necessarily in a bad market. A bear market, yes, but that doesn't mean to say everything's going to crash and come tumbling down. The businesses that I'm owning, and I own the businesses, not the shares, are strong, are solid. I don't need to sell them as long as I'm not buying them now. I always like to have a buffer. I always like to have a 10, 20% ahead of the price of my stocks. I don't want to be buying at 20% thinking that's it, there's no more room to grow. What is the sense of that? I want to be buying before everybody else decides to buy and let everybody else pump up my stock. And let me explain what I mean by that. Because I've been buying through December, in fact, I've been buying for a whole year now, the stocks I bought in January are up some 35, 40% on the macro dips, okay? The stocks I bought a few days ago, not back in December, just a few days ago, are not up quite so much. They're up a little bit now, but not up that much. So I don't want to have my stocks knowing there's not much more room to grow, at least for the next year or so. And that's what we're talking about now. So I've already bought my positions. Now what I'm doing is just paying off the margin with my income every month. That's my job, just like you have a job. I'll be bringing in money, reducing my margin. Now then, if I buy here, right, as I did in January, I bought here. Throughout the year, I kept buying up because I knew there was a long way to go. In December, I bought here, knowing there's still another 15%, maybe 10% to go. That's it. That's when I stop. Because what happens now is you're now coming in. The market, people are now buying today, as you can see, up another 1.64. People are buying now. They're buying. And what they're doing, they're providing new levels of support, insurance, security, triple lock for my position down here. Because as they buy up here, they don't want to sell until it goes up here, right? No point buying here and selling here. But I'm here. So all you're doing is giving me your money without me doing anything at all. I own down here. I'm not buying anymore. I'm reducing margin. So as this stock now keeps rising and rising and rising, I've got a buffer built in. So then when the bear market does come at the end of the year, in the autumn time, and people start trimming off a little bit, and then people will be losing because they've been buying on the way up and suddenly they're losing money, I don't care. It doesn't bother me. It will trim back to where we are, maybe slightly above where we are today. And that's absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. And when it starts trimming down again, I will start to buy once again. I'm always going to be ahead of the cycle. I have finished buying, even though everybody else now is joining in the party. I'm done. I want them to pump up my positions so I can just sit and relax and don't care if it drops. That is what smart money does. And my millionaire and 1 billionaire friend, that's what they do. They've already made their moves. Like Warren Buffett sold his Apple recently, and he's held his Coca-Cola. He's already 6 months, 12 months, maybe 18 months ahead of everybody else. And that's what I try to do. It requires discipline. It can be a bit boring sometimes, but I like being boring. I like making money consistently and not losing. So that's what I'm doing. So my prediction is, and we called it right with the bull market, we called it right with the rate cuts, we will get 2 rate cuts this year, maybe a third or fourth actually, and the market will rally. People will buy the market. They will buy my shares. I won't be selling them, but they'll be buying others who are selling their shares to them. That's how the market works. You can't buy unless somebody's selling. Somebody will be selling and the price will go up. And my portfolio will have a nice buffer on it for when we get to the autumn, then it can trim back a little bit. My margin would have had 8 months of reduction. I can start buying more again once we start pulling back once again. This is my path to $1 million. So the title of this video and the thumbnail was 6 months to go, do not buy. No one's going to pay any attention to that. They're all going to carry on buying. Clearly, the market is going up, but real investors, I think, will have stopped by now because they've already bought the market. We've invested. Our seeds are in the ground. They're already producing shoots. And in 6 months from now, I'll have some nice trees in my field, and things can have a bit of a wavery winter, and some of the leaves can fall, but that's okay because the tree will grow stronger the following year, as long as I'm not buying into it. So I wish everybody the best, but we've got a big announcement to make. If you watch to the end of this video, you will know there's a big event happening tonight and you can't afford to miss it. We've got 2 ways to show you this. First of all, why the market is up today is because of this. We're going to Las Vegas tonight. We're going to be live there covering Jensen Huang, NVIDIA and SOUNDHOUND. I say it's and SOUNDHOUND because SOUNDHOUND is pumping 2 on what NVIDIA is about to announce tonight. We've already made those predictions. We made those predictions 6 months ago, ahead of the game, and that's what's happening tonight. The link for that event will be above my head at the end of this video, and it'll also be in the description as well. Yeah, above my head there, below in the description, and pinned to the comments. But to give you a head start, we are prepared for you all the charts for this event. SOUNDHOUND, NVIDIA, what you're going to expect, and it's running live right now on the Extra channel, 24 hours a day. Listen in, this is me live, sat here right now talking to you, but the audio you can hear, 150. Will NVIDIA, what you're listening to is a playlist of 4 videos. It's about a 2-hour amount of content going round and round and round 24 hours a day at the moment. So you can get all the charts, all the information from Sensei, myself, preparing for tonight. Recommend you watch that throughout the day and then join us for the event tonight. So there you go. That's my plan for the next 6 months. Do you agree with me? Leave me your thoughts in the comment. And also, if you've watched this far in the video, you will know this year we're giving more money away than ever. Regular $100 cash drops live in our show. If you're watching live and we suddenly spin the wheel, you have a 1 in 10 chance. It's available to everyone, members, non-members, of winning $100 live on the show. We could do it at any moment. We're going to do it more and more often to give back to our members. Well, in fact, give back to anyone. You don't need to be a member. Click above my head for all the links down below in the description. Over here, I shall put the event for tonight that you cannot afford to miss. And here I shall put a video which I've just recorded, my strategy of investing, the psychology of investing, just down here. It's the video that's featured on my homepage at the moment. Until next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other.